how you as an entrepreneur can deal with anger. You notice maybe you feel angry all the time in a certain way, subconsciously, even partly consciously. There's just this constant feeling of, I'm loaded. A lot of people, though, also talk about the phenomenon that just sometimes, once in a while, it just pops up like a volcano. Or in some certain situation, they get triggered very easily. And the problem is that, a volcano is very uncontrolled. And it's just coming out and it's basically harming your business, your relationships, everything in your life. And you don't want that anymore. And I understand that. That makes sense. And great that you're here. Great that you want to work on that. Because a lot of people with anger are still very, in a sense, convinced that they can handle it and they don't look for help. So great idea that you start seeking out some advice. Also, I want to say that being angry is not that of a bad situation as you might think. It's much better than an actually much higher level of emotion. You can even rank that. There's much more energy in this emotion. There are much lower emotions such as depression, anxiety, fear. That's pretty much it actually. Apathy. Those are all emotions that are more low level. And if you don't want to raise those emotions, if you're, for example, depressed, and if you actually look at what makes you depressed, you notice there are a couple of conflicts in your life. You notice there's fear and anxiety that you're not trying to look at. But if you start to look at it and also look at all your past years and the chance opportunities you messed up, then at some point anger comes up. And anger is a state, there's a lot of energy in there. And I love that, I prefer working with people who are angry than depressed because there's a lot of, power in there, even if it's just once in a while. But they do, in a sense, at least sometimes have access to that, and we can neutral that right away. And the only thing that you want to do here is that you want to raise your level of emotion even more, that this anger, this uncontrolled anger, turns into, in a sense, deliberate courage. Because you can use this energy and you just got to direct it in a fruitful way and not mess up and just scream at people. As you maybe did in the past, or be angry about yourself or whatever. And sometimes you even inhibit this anger and you're just trying to suppress it. And if you do that, then you actually slide back to anxiety, fear, depression. So it's fairly easy to make you angry if you just allow it. But now let's steer it in the right direction. That's the idea. Also, what you probably noticed is that you become angry, you become impulsive, and then afterwards you reflect and you notice, damn, I shouldn't have done that. And the idea to overcome anger is also to become aware of this earlier and earlier. At some point while being angry, you're aware of it and even notice, damn, what I'm doing right now, this is not a good idea. You're still doing it. But if you're aware of it right before, maybe even 2 hours before, and you notice, hey, I have this meeting, I'll probably get angry again, that's when you can have a different intention. And that's the first step. What's your intention? What you want to do instead? What would be most helpful? And start using your brain. Because if you're in the moment, you're very emotional. This is the limbic system, right? Within your brain, it's sort of in the middle of your brain. And if you're very emotional, blood streams towards the limbic system away from your prefrontal cortex right here. And that's where you start to think. So you cannot even think when you're angry because there's more blood in the limbic system. But if you can anticipate it, have an intention, think more about what you want to do, that's when you can change it. Yeah. Rough outline. If you want to get very clear about that, I'm going to share a very specific strategy with you that I'm going to work out with you together, very individualized one. Going to take a full hour free consultation session. If you want that, just click the link below, sign up for that. Looking forward to talking to you soon. You have nothing to lose. Have a good day.